Good evening, my friends. Happy Wednesday, September 11th. So I didn't go live on here this morning, or not live, but I didn't hop up on here this morning to offer you a daily card pull just because I got in really late from the Red Sox game last night and I just wasn't feeling it this morning. But I wanted to take a moment to touch on today. Many of you out there in TikTok land were too young to remember, too young to fully grasp the impact of what today, the outcome it has on our lives, on society as a whole. I won't get into the whole political mess about was it an inside job, was it not an inside job, was it terrorists, was it propaganda, was it doesn't matter. What matters is that people lost their lives today in an incredibly sad, in an incredibly dramatic way. What matters is all the lives that were forever changed, that will never get that one last I love you, or that one last hug, or that one last family meal, or that one last clip of their family interacting together. What matters is the trauma that was left behind of those who had to experience the day, who had to be covered in ashes from the towers falling in the people that lost their lives, and how that affects them in an everyday, step-by-step basis. And that's kind of why today matters so much. A lot of people lost others in their lives, right? And that's really what this is about. This is really about taking that time to remember how united our country was when that happened, how united we were as a people, how we all stood together and we mourned together. We came together. We sat together. We had meals together. We did rallies together. And our country has since then become very, very divided. We've become very filled with propaganda, filled with hate. Oh, well, I support this party. If you support this party, then we don't have anything in common. No, my friends. No, let's go back to that day. Let's go back to when we realized we were all sisters and we were all brothers and we were all fighting for the same cause, and that's unity. It's peace. It's being able to make sure our towns are able to function properly. It's making sure that, we're all making the biggest impact we can while we're here on our planet and on our economic situation and for our families and what that looks like for the future. Let's remember where we were that day, where we were as a people. It didn't matter if you were Republican or Democratic. It didn't matter if you were black or white or Indian or Asian or whatever. We all bled the same color that day. We all had great big emotions that day, whether we were personally affected by the great tragedy that happened, or whether we were just watching our friends and our family members that were directly affected by what happened. This is a time for us to really take that time, take that step back, and ask yourself where you want to be in the grand scheme of things. Absolutely support your political party. Absolutely go out and rally for what you feel is right. But does it give you the right to make yourself look or feel superior because your thought processes or your opinions are different than that of your neighbors? No. No. Because when we cut and when we bleed, we all bleed the same color. And I think this is really, really an important time to remember that. I feel like a lot of us are kind of coming to that conclusion. I don't want to call it the Great Awakening because I feel like that's been done to death and it, like, honestly puts like a bad taste in my mouth. But I want to say we're kind of like coming back to that realization that we all have roots. We all have, you know, the trees that we've grown from, the ancestral lines that we've come from. And then as opposed to being divided, like if I've grown extra cucumbers and you've grown extra tomatoes, we can just swap. It doesn't matter, you know, that they're two different veggies, right? That they're two different totally things. We can still share. We can still choose to be neighborly. We can still choose to have that compassion and that love in our hearts. I was kind of reminded of that last night when I was out in the big city in Boston for the Red Sox and Orioles game, seeing a lot of the division, a lot of the people walking by, the people who are less fortunate, not even making eye contact with them. It's a shame. It's a shame how we treat each other now. Because we weren't like this on that day. We were very put together. We were had a spirit of camaraderie. And I think we need to go back to that place and use it as a reminder to all the families that are suffering, to all of the people who lost those that they care about, no matter how insignificant it may be. My heart is with you. My thoughts are with you. And if any of you ever feel the need to reach out and chat, please know that I'm here. It's kind of what I do as a healer. I hear you. I see you. I make you feel heard. And I make you feel seen. I hope that this video has found you in good spirits and you've taken the time to listen and just kind of ponder what I had to say. Again, my opinions are just my own. They may not be the same as yours, but I hope at least you heard me. And until next time, my friends, so much love. Namaste.